In the vast, untamed wilderness of North America, where the sun sets over sprawling plains, and the air is thick with the scent of earth and grass, a solitary bison roams. This majestic creature, a symbol of strength and resilience, is not merely a part of the landscape. It carries a haunting secret, a grotesque wound that tells a story of survival and suffering, a stark reminder of the brutal realities of nature. The bison, with its shaggy coat and powerful frame, appears to be the embodiment of the wild, yet beneath its rugged exterior lies a horror that would make even the most seasoned naturalist shudder. Imagine, if you will, a mass of barnacles, those unassuming little crustaceans that cling to the hulls of ships and the rocks of the ocean floor, growing on the bison's skin, transforming this noble beast into a grotesque spectacle of nature's cruelty. As the camera zooms in, the barnacle infestation becomes clear. These marine creatures, typically found in saltwater environments, have somehow found their way onto the bison, creating a nightmarish scene. Each barnacle, a tiny fortress of calcium carbonate, has burrowed into the bison's flesh, forming clusters that resemble grotesque growths sprouting from its hide. The wound is not just a surface issue. It is a festering mass, teeming with bacteria and the stench of decay. Bison, once a proud symbol of the wilderness, now bears the marks of an uninvited invasion, a testament to the harsh realities of survival in a world where the lines between land and sea blur in the most unexpected ways. But how did this happen? Barnacles, those seemingly innocuous creatures, have a remarkable ability to latch onto surfaces, using a powerful adhesive to secure themselves in place. In their natural habitat, they cling to rocks and boats, thriving in the briny depths of the ocean. However, in this case, the bison has become an accidental host, perhaps after a misadventure near a water source or during a moment of weakness when it wandered too close to the coastal edge. Once they establish a foothold, barnacles can be incredibly difficult to remove, their shells forming a protective barrier that shields them from the elements and predators alike. The bison, unable to rid itself of this infestation, suffers not just from the physical burden of the barnacles, but also from the pain and inflammation they cause as they dig deeper into its flesh. The sight is both fascinating and repulsive, a reminder of nature's indifference to suffering. As the bison continues its journey across the plains, the barnacles cling on, a grotesque testament to the unyielding struggle for survival. The animal's movements become labored, each step a reminder of the weight it carries, both literally and metaphorically. It is a poignant reflection of the interconnectedness of life, where the actions of one species can have devastating consequences for another. The barnacles, in their quest for survival, have unwittingly turned the bison into a living host, a vessel of their existence, highlighting the darker side. In the heart of the American plains, where the wind whispers secrets of the wild, a solitary bison roams, its massive frame casting a long shadow across the sunlit grass. But this is no ordinary bison. Beneath its shaggy exterior lies a gruesome secret, a gaping wound, a horrific testament to nature's darker side. This wound, a festering nest of wasps, is a chilling reminder of the brutal realities of life in the wild. As the camera zooms in, the viewer is drawn into a world where survival is often overshadowed by suffering. The bison, once a symbol of strength and resilience, now becomes a canvas for the relentless march of nature's more sinister forces. The infestation begins when a female wasp, seeking a safe haven for her offspring, burrows into the soft flesh of the bison. Here, she lays her eggs, and as they hatch, the larvae feast on the living tissue, creating a grotesque spectacle. The wound is not merely a hole. It is a hive of activity, with wasps crawling in and out, their bodies glistening with the remnants of their grisly meal. The bison, in its pain, may attempt to shake off its tormentors, but the wasps are relentless, their numbers swelling as they multiply within their unwitting host. This macabre relationship highlights the brutal truth of nature. Life often thrives at the expense of another. As the viewer watches, they might find themselves grappling with the ethical implications of this scene. Bison, a majestic creature, is reduced to a mere vessel for the wasps, a living example of nature's cruelty. Yet, there is an unsettling parallel to be drawn with humanity. Just as the wasps exploit the bison, humans often exploit the natural world, disregarding the consequences of their action. In the frozen expanse of the Arctic, where the air bites and the ice glistens like shards of broken glass, there exists a creature that embodies the raw power and beauty of nature, the polar bear. But today, we delve into a world rarely seen, a world where beauty is marred by a grotesque affliction. Picture, if you will, a magnificent polar bear, its thick white fur glistening under the pale sun. Yet, upon closer inspection, this majestic beast bears a horrific wound, a festering mass of barnacles clinging desperately to its flank. This is not just a mere inconvenience. It is a chilling testament to the brutal realities of life in the wild, where survival is often intertwined with suffering. Barnacles, though seemingly innocuous marine creatures, have a dark side. They are not just simple hitchhikers of the ocean. They are opportunistic parasites that can wreak havoc on their unsuspecting hosts. As we examine this unfortunate polar bear, we see the barnacle infestation in all its grotesque detail. The barnacles, with their hard calcareous shells, have latched onto the bear's skin, creating a painful and unsightly wound. Each barnacle is a small fortress, a tiny castle built upon the flesh of a creature that once roamed the ice with grace and power. The bear's skin, once pristine, is now a battlefield, riddled with these relentless invaders. As the barnacles grow, they embed deeper into the bear's skin, causing inflammation and infection. Imagine the pain coursing through this magnificent creature as it struggles to shake off the weight of its parasitic burden. The barnacles feed on the nutrients that should sustain the bear, siphoning away its vitality. This is nature's cruel irony. The very creature that is supposed to thrive in this icy kingdom is now weakened, its body a canvas for the relentless assault of the in the vast, untamed wilderness, where the horizon stretches endlessly, and the air is thick with the scent of earth and grass, one might encounter a creature both majestic and tragic, the bison. This colossal beast, often regarded as a symbol of strength and resilience, now bears a haunting scar. A grotesque wound festooned with barnacles, a sight so shocking it might make even the strongest stomach churn. Imagine a creature of such grandeur, now marred by the tenacious grip of these marine parasites, clinging desperately to its hide as if it were the very last refuge in a world that has turned its back. This is not merely a tale of survival. It is a stark reminder of the relentless forces of nature and the often gruesome realities of life in the wild. Barnacle infestation on a bison is both a rare and disturbing phenomenon. These crustaceans, typically found clinging to rocks and ships, have somehow found their way onto the skin of this great mammal. The barnacles, with their hard, calcareous shells, latch onto the bison, drilling into its flesh and creating a grotesque tableau of nature's brutality. As they proliferate, they form clusters that can cover large areas, leading to painful lesions and secondary infections. The bison, unable to remove these unwelcome guests, suffers in silence, its once proud form, now a canvas of suffering. The barnacles thrive, feeding off the nutrients in the bison's skin, while the bison itself is left to endure the agony of this parasitic relationship. It is a gruesome dance of life and death, where the lines of predator and prey blur into a nightmarish reality. This infestation serves as a dark metaphor for the complexities of existence. In nature, there is no morality, no sense of right or wrong, only survival. The barnacles, in their relentless pursuit of sustenance, do not consider the suffering of their host. They are simply acting on instinct, much like humans sometimes do in their relentless quest for progress, often at the expense of the natural world. As we gaze upon this bison, a victim of both nature and circumstance, we are forced to confront our own role in this web of life. Have we too become barnacles, clinging to our comforts while ignoring the pain we cause? Perhaps, in this dark reflection, we can find a lesson, a reminder that every creature, no matter how mighty, can fall prey to the unseen forces that surround us.